So 135 pins remain for Nathalie. Possible 325 game. Had strikes every time she's been on the middle, but this one, a right corner.
Just a little full.
Yeah, it just came in a little full, perhaps picked up the speed just a touch, didn't stay out on the, in the pocket area. Now's the time that she's kind of mentally getting ready for the next match.
Something in her delivery there.
Balance.
Balance slide maybe a little too far.
Balance was off a bit.
Again, but she manages to find the corner for the 15 count, but that's back-to-back opens now. 205 through 8 with a 76 pin lead.
Again, needs 15 count on this frame to guarantee herself moving on.
Trying to find whatever it was that she had when she had strikes in 5 of the first 6 frames.
And it was just, it's one of those games that was just too easy.
Yeah.
There was never any kind of pressure or looked like a comeback might happen from Tracy Pardy. So you can pretty much limp your way home. That's enough to do it.
Yeah. For the spare.
And we'll see now if Tracy's relaxed a little bit and starts to roll the ball. It's all over. Usually this results in the times that they throw strikes.
Oh dear.
Just can't find it.
No.
5 misses on the middle out of her first 9 frames, and yet to throw a strike.
And again, we point out, unlike tournament play, you've only got the 1 kick.
Right.
I mean, in tournament play, you're playing how many games?
Depending on the event, you could be an 8-game block, 24 games.
So you might be able to survive a bad one.
Yeah, it's going to put you behind the 8 ball.
There you go.
But yes, you definitely have a chance to battle your way back into it.
So her first strike comes with her first ball in 10.
Still squeeze a 204 out of this with 2 more strikes. Can't find the middle on this one. Best she can do now, 189. That's the final result.
Yeah, nice finish for her, though. As she picks up the spare in 9 and a strike spare in 10. But it was really a disastrous beginning for her.
And just as she started to get something going, got on the middle in the 3rd but punched, and then got the mark in 4, comes right back with a punch in 5, and that was the end of the rope. Nathalie now just to finish things off. We'll have an opportunity to advance, sit back, wait for the winner of her second match, and try to figure out what she had done right in the first 6 frames and what she's done wrong in the last 4.
She was around the head pin only once, wasn't she? In the last 6?
had a right corner in the 8th.
Okay.
Otherwise, she had a 3-pin right in the 7th, missed the middle to the left, and then missed the middle to the right. And finally, a 13 count for 238.
238 for Nathalie Lamont from Thunder Bay. And so now she'll take a seat, wait for the winner of Michelle Johnstone or Marie-Josee Thibault. Well, Michelle Johnstone has been on TSN before, and what a career she's had. Nearly $14,000 in prize winning, a 2-time Pins Game champion, going against the first-timer from Gatineau, Quebec, and that's Marie-Josee Thibault. Michelle from Regina. Come on, come over. Just no tap.
Not quite. And you noticed that she just turned around on that one. She knew it wasn't getting close to there. Wasn't her best shot. Enough for an opportunity at the spare, which she is successful at converting. So we'll see if Marie-Josee can break the dominance.
Boy, gets it right down and then punches the head pin. Yeah, it's been a series so far dominated by experience.
Good first ball though. She got it well out in the lane. She followed through nicely, punched the head pin. But as I said before, if you're going to punch, first frame is probably the best place that it could happen.
Did well to pick up her 15 and just get rid of the nerves if she has any.
Good job of covering that off. Worst that can happen to her now is be 15 pins back after the first frame.
That's bad luck.
Good shot there. She thought it deserved better. Tracked up into the left side of the head pin and blew right by the left corner, forcing her to take this shot to try to convert. She has it.
She does.
Drives it right through the middle, so a 20 count only in the first.
She never has wasted much time. She's very quick.
She truly is. Just get up there, pick the spot, deliver the ball. And when you think about it, how many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of times have these guys done this? It should be that simple.
So an open. Michelle Johnstone is a former 2-time TSN Pins Game champion in 2001, 2002. Again, a rookie in Marie-Josee Thibault. They're split almost equally here as Johnstone picks up her first strike in 3.
So the first strike by either player. Michelle leads off the third. Both players have had corner pins and spares. Both players have had head pins. There's the first strike. Miscue on the first shot over to the right side. Here's the kind of thing when you're bowling against somebody like Michelle who works very fast. You can get caught up in that and start to work faster than your own tempo.
Marie-Josee is a student at the University of Quebec. He's studying international politics, hopes to get into some kind of humanitarian work when she graduates. And she picks up her 15.
Okay, no pins left on the lane. No real damage done here yet. Needs to post a mark, preferably a strike. A little narrow on that one. Miss off to the left side. Back in the second, she stood a left corner and hit it thin on that side on that particular frame. Comes back, manages, not quite. Good ball, but the action on the ball, the rotation doesn't seem to quite be there. Normally you'd carry that pin off with some good fingers on the ball, if you want to call it. Pin doesn't go over, and she's forced to cover it with this for a 15 count. So only the one spare so far. Michelle Johnstone, a strike working in the third. Can double up here in 4 and 5 and put some pressure on.
Oh my. Off the wall to catch the pin on the right corner.
And you watch her now. She just stands up, picks her spot out, reaches through, and bang, into the pocket.
I want to ask you about the delivery, because she does it. She has a backhand and then somehow comes around and finds her mark.
Brings it.
That's tough.
A little bit. She throws a backup ball. So as she brings it back, she just kind of rotates it in her hand, and then as she's coming through, it's the normal delivery that you see most people. Now watch as she goes back. She backhands it through here, and then just swings it through in one motion. Good count with the aces. That gave her 41 back in the third, and then now a 28 count in the fourth. Last ball to come here. 15, the best result. It's only going to be 13, so she's 114 through the first 4 frames. Marie-Josee yet to throw a strike, but here is the time to do it. You can catch up all this pinfall with a double.
Maybe probably expected more, maybe deserved more off of that ball.
Again, that stubborn right corner, often a sign that you just are not releasing the ball quite as it should be with the good rotation to impart that good pin action. Look out. Miscue there when she had a chance to pull back in a little closer. Solid shot on that to cover it off. Trails by 34 pins now through 5 frames. So not quite the halfway point yet. Can have 12 total shots here. Strike out in the 10th, and now gets the good result with the strike. Couldn't have come at a better time for her. She looks over at the scoreboard, and the result of this particular shot keeps her fully in the match. Michelle's first miss. Off to the right side now. 34 pin advantage, looking at a strike, and needs to convert.
Oh my.
Penalty shot, penalty shot, penalty shot. Missed it on the first ball on the middle. You get tapped on the second. Now you're forced into an open frame again.
How did those two go around that corner? And she gets her max count of 15. Always to surprise me sometimes the way pins fall, whether it be in 5 or in 10 pin. You wonder, why didn't that one go down? Or how did that slide by and not take that out?
And now, second miss. off to the left side. So the aces in 5 really kind of stunned her. Strikes in 3 and 4, and then that set of aces.
Oh yeah, deep breath there. As the ball came over, tracked over nicely to get the corner.
Well, and what happened to her the frame before, she thought she had the spare on that one and got tapped. That's the thing you're watching going down the lane going, oh, please, please take it. It's a good ball. I don't deserve to get tapped.
Oh boy, yeah, just caught it. Marie-Josee Thibault strike out, and she misses the head pin.
No real damage on that shot. It's the count of the 2 balls now. Needs the spare to match up. That would put her within 19 pins of Michelle Johnstone.
She wears the game on her face, doesn't she?
She really does. And she's focused on the scoreboard. And while it's nice to keep that in mind, that shouldn't be your focus.
So follows the strike with a 13.
Get back to basics now. Roll the ball over your spot, reach. And really is not really holding that follow through. You see how quick it goes through and the arm is back down by your side? Really needs to hold that up there. Allow herself a chance for a thin hit. Keep the good rotation on the ball. See how the arm just goes up and is back by her side suddenly.
Not that you would want to do this and hold it, but when you think of the golfers and their finish pose, like Tiger, for example, or any of the good ones who get the big turn and it's up and they're standing and they're facing the target, is that what you're speaking of?
Exactly.
Oh.
Belt buckles at the target, hips are through the shot.
And it's just up and they're just watching it. And it's, the club doesn't come down until it's landed.
So now we'll watch for Michelle to try to hold that position there. Both players are very quick through this, and their arm is almost on the way back down before they finish delivering the ball. Both of them are starting to spray it all over the place. Back, it's down. Spray. We watched Bar McLaughlin. The arm just stayed up there the whole way down. Tammy Herman. The arm just stayed up there all the way down.
That's a 13 count after the spare, so 162 to 128, and Marie-Josee is not out of it.
Split now in the 9th frame. It just drops her potential down. If she could possibly spare this, which is highly unlikely. Now she's got the 15 count to look forward to. It's going to bring her up to a 222 game. Marie-Josee can bowl 218 if she strikes out. So the match is not out of question at all yet. Down to the final frames. Will Michelle have to bowl? That's the question.
Just one strike so far for Marie-Josee Thibault. Oh, again.
Hang on. Very close. You saw how her arm stayed up much better on that show. She just went through the shot.
Yes.
Look how long it stayed up in comparison to those other shots. Look at the result.
And if this comes across a little more.
It was so close.
And hold on, and it will not.
So an open frame, best she can score now if she picks this corner, 188. Michelle Johnstone right now with 177.
we've seen some talented young bowlers in women's play. Analyze her game for me. What does she have to do?
I think in the big part is that follow-through got so lazy in the early frames here. We saw good examples of it in the 9th where she kept it up a little longer, and now in the 10th. She had 3 misses on the middle on first ball. Squeezes a chop off out of that.
So Michelle Johnstone can't be caught. We know that she'll move on now. Now 170 final for Marie-Josee Thibault.
And Michelle's going to be pressed to make a 200 here. Needs to convert.
Michelle's TSN average is 252. Her league average is 241 at the Bolorama Lanes in Regina. So well below what she's
needs to catch
used
a piece
to
of the middle. There it is.
No.
For a 28 and a 205.
So she does break the 200 mark. Michelle Johnstone from Regina holds a 205 to the 170 of Marie-Josee Thibault. And so Michelle will move on now and play Nathalie Lamont. Ladies will be the 4th semifinalist for this year's Canadian Bowling Championship Women's 5-pin. Nathalie Lamont from Thunder Bay against Michelle Johnstone from Regina. And Nathalie will throw first after she bowled her 238 to beat Tracy Pardy of Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador, 189. Johnstone was a 205 in her win over Marie-Josee Thibault from Gatineau.
Nathalie started off so strong. 5 out of the first 6 frames were strikes. Full hit results in the left corner remaining standing, and now a shot to set the tone for the match. And very early on, picking that corner is so important.
Nice job. Good start for Nathalie Lamont.
Another miss. Better ball there for the spare. And watch for that arm swing to go right through the shot and stay up there.
All right.
Whipped it a little bit, but got the strike.
You bet.
Work the ball, get it comfortable in your hand, reach through it.
Oh, we've got a quiet game here. Great start for both Nathalie Lamont from Thunder Bay and Regina's Michelle Johnstone. Spares and strikes up. One of these ladies will become the 4th semifinalist and play for this year's Women's 5-pin title in the Canadian Bowling Championship.
dropped that ball at the foul line.
Boy, that barely made it over before it hit the lane.
Minimize the mistake now. Not to be. So it'll result now in an open frame in the third. And a big opportunity for Michelle Johnstone to try to capitalize on. Michelle with 5 open frames in her last game.
Nope. Leaves the left corner. Michelle, who works for Canada Life in Regina. She's in their individual policy area.
Tough to be kind to that one. Missing the corner spare just pretty well keeps the match all even.
Oh boy.
So through 3 frames, Michelle has a 1-pin advantage. She's turned into a 7-frame game.
A little thin. Gets the spare in 4. Nathalie Lamont, who works for the Investors Group. Whoa, that was slow to develop.
She just threw that ball so well. Just watch the look on her face as it's going down the lane. As soon as she lets it go, she's focused. It hits her spot exactly where she thinks it should. She's just watching the pins to see that she doesn't get a bad break.
Nathalie beat Tracy 238-189.
Rush on that one, pushed it off to the left side. So she struggled finding the middle on this left lane the last 2 times up.
Subset because
Nicely done to get the spare.
Michelle can roll a strike, keep that 1-pin advantage, but she goes way off course. Counts only 18 on her spare and now falls 11 pins behind at 1 shot. Can't manage the conversion. Now it'll be an open frame. She's going to fall a little farther behind.
Gets her 15.
Now, you've watched enough of this over the years and stuff. If you were Michelle's coach right now, what would you do? Would you pull her back and say, take a little more time out there?
Take a breath.
I think exactly the same. Just come back here for a second. Don't be in such a hurry to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, go for a walk. Take a drink. Do something to settle yourself.
Just don't keep going on the pace you're going right now.
Because it's not working.
Exactly. So there's the strike in 6 for Michelle Johnstone.
Nathalie has a spare up in 5. Oh, it's not even close.
Made her press a little bit. Result, the 3-pin, just as Michelle did back in 5 on her spare. Neither player mounting any kind of consistency here.
Oh, nicely done. Very nice. Nathalie Lamont.
Big conversion on this shot. Keeps her string of 3 straight marks alive. Manages to get the ball to track over and just snag that right corner. Pins do all the work on the left side. Spare working in 6. She gets to lead off as the 7th frame starts. Now we need a good smooth arm swing coming up. Get the ball out on the lane a little bit. She's dropped it a few times. There's the resulting strike, and 148 through 6 frames now. If Michelle can throw a double here, she'll have 149 through the same 6 frames.
She has it.
Here's the first one. Focuses in, reaches up, good follow through on it. Asks for a little bit of help.
Another one.
There it is, 1 pin difference through 6 frames. Strikes working for Michelle Johnstone in 7 and 8. And Nathalie Lamont with the strike in 7. Here's the one that sets her up for it, gives her the lead back, and puts the pressure squarely back on Nathalie. She needs to match up. Okay, not a bad break there. A little full on the head pin. Needs to convert that right corner now. 50% so far, making this conversion. She's got it.
Yep.
Key frame, 298 max. Setup frame is the 9th. Either gives you big pinfall coming home or just cuts you off at the knees.
No. That's her first head pin of the game.
Couldn't have come at a worse time. Got to pick off the balance of the pins. Sit back and wait. Best she can do right now, if she clears all this wood and strikes out, 258.
Dropped it again. Actually hear that one bounce.
It's just a little short at the line, just needs to get it out 3 inches farther. And keep the good rotation on the ball, get the good pin action. Twelve count, 210 through 9 frames. Michelle pretty much wraps it up with this next strike.
It all come just at the right time for Michelle Johnstone. And there it is. Wow. 4 in a row.
So now that she's got that timing back a little bit in order, she got the strike in 6 to get things going, and that was enough to prevail the rest of the way out here through the 4 consecutive strikes in 6, 7, 8, and 9. Punches in 10, it's of no matter. She's moving on.
Oh.
So the final shot to come. Count, 259.
Compare that to her opening win, 205.
Okay, better delivered ball, right corner though, the result. Let's finish things off here. 2 shots to come in the 10th. Spare strike would give her a 240 game. The head pin in the 9th just stopped everything for her.
And she'd had marks and everything, except for the open and 3rd, and she still got her 15. Big finish?
Yep.
You bet. So a 240 for Nathalie Lamont. Bowls a couple of pins better than her opener at 238. But Michelle Johnstone replies those 4 strikes, 6, 7, 8, 9, and she rode those to a 259. And Michelle Johnstone, a former 2-time winner of the TSN Pins game, has put herself into the Final 4